Hey, Malik Willis, he looked mid against the Colts' terrible defense, so...
They still got Rocky Sin.
No, he left like 3 years ago, actually.
No shot.
He did. Shout out Rocky Sin. Now, where is he? I don't even know what team he's on. Before we begin for real, week 2, I was the winner with a 10-6 record. John went 5-11, and Ethan went 6-10.
I blame Blake, Frank, and Tom Brady.
Thursday night, New England Patriots at the New York Jets. The Patriots lost in overtime to the Seahawks. I'm not gonna lie, they look a lot better than I thought they would have. The Jets were able to win against the Titans. They get their first win with Aaron Rodgers.
Technically my second. We all know that.
I feel like the Jets are going to lose.
You think they're gonna lose, and you said New York.
New York!
Concrete jungle where dreams are made of. There's nothing you can't do.
Just something tells me. I got a feeling that Aaron Rodgers is just going to die on the field somehow.
Oh, no, don't say that, buddy.
Not
It's only
again.
it's week
Not
3.
again.
At least wait for like week 5 or something.
Aaron Rodgers masterclass 400-yard game incoming.
Maybe so. Hey, this is his first game back on that field since the tragedy last year, so I'll go with the Jets, though.
He is dying on the field, okay.
It's confirmed now.
And it reminds me of that tragedy.
All right, Sunday slate, the 0-2 New York Giants against the 1-1 Cleveland Browns. Giants lost to Ethan's Commanders. First team in NFL history to score 3 or more touchdowns, allow 0 to their opponent, and lose the game in regulation.
7 field goals. Let's go.
A win is a win.
A win is a win.
A win is a win.
Hey, look at us. Look at us. Huh? Who would have thought? Not me.
Cleveland also kind of sucks, but they did beat Jacksonville, who really sucks. An interesting game, but I'm going to go with the Browns. I think their defense is better than anything the Giants have.
Hey.
I also am going to say Cleveland. I think they're just better.
Cleveland Brown.
No.
Chicago Bears visiting the Indianapolis Colts. The Bears lost to the Texans on Sunday Night Football. It was kind of a close game, but unfortunately their offense is doo-doo garbage, as some might say.
You stink!
Thankfully for them, they're going up against the 0-2 Indianapolis Colts, who have the worst run defense in the league. In fact, the Colts' run defense is so bad, they are on pace to be the worst of all time.
Really impressive. I was going to say Chicago anyway.
I know you're saying that, but I'm kind of feeling Colts here, and I think it's because Anthony Richardson's going to do a little bit better than last week. He had a tough week, which is okay. Unfortunate that it came in a loss to a Malik Willis-led Packers team, which isn't great. But the guys got to learn, and that's okay. And I do think the Colts, even though their defense is terrible, and also DeForest Buckner is hurt, so even though their entire defense is awful, Zaire Franklin is apparently the worst player of all time now, out of nowhere. I'm still picking the Colts, and maybe it's just a copium, but God, they need to win. They need to win.
I'll sway to the Colts and go with them too.
Only because Indiana. Heck yeah.
2 undefeated teams somehow. The Houston Texans, they're not really much of a surprise, beating the Colts and the Bears the last 2 weeks. Sam Darnold and the Minnesota Vikings are 2-0, and they took down the 49ers. But the fact that really they should have won that game by 30 if Fred Warner didn't exist. I'm going to go with Houston here. I think they're slightly better. I don't think the Vikings are bad. I think they're good, but I do think Houston is a more complete team. I think they'll win by like a field goal or something.
Sam Darnold.
Oh my God. I'm going with the Vikings because they beat the 49ers.
George Kittle, where he looked like Ben Franklin.
Here we have the Super Bowl champions against the Eagles. Derek Carr is apparently the greatest quarterback to ever play football.
That's so gross.
That's
but
disgusting.
It's so true, and I have to go with New Orleans.
I do too. Alvin Kamara is going to run all over the Eagles, I think. The Saints, because I have no goodwill towards them, I'm actually going to pick Carolina for the upset.
500 rushing yards, 18 touchdowns.
I think so. What about you, John?
The Eagles have failed me for the last time.
You have failed me for the last time, Admiral.
So are you picking them, or are you picking
Yeah,
against
what-
them? What does
what-
that mean?
what does that mean?
New Orleans.
Okay, there. Next up, we've got another 2-0 matchup. The 2-0 Chargers against the 2-0 Steelers. The Chargers beat the Panthers so bad they have sent their franchise into even more despair than usual. Pittsburgh beat Denver because Denver is so bad at playing football.
Chargers.
I will say the Steelers did score a touchdown this week, which is pretty good. They did happen to score fewer points than last week, but I'm going to go with the Chargers here just to give myself a little hope, I guess.
Gotta go with my boyfriend, Jay Herbo.
Denver Broncos taking on the Buccaneers. The Broncos trash and lost to the Steelers. The Buccaneers are really good and beat the Lions. So, I mean, I don't even think I have to say it. Like, come on, it's Tampa Bay.
This is my upset of the week, and I'm going with Denver for 3 weeks in a row.
Did I ever tell you the definition of insanity?
Buccaneers, even though they beat my Lions.
You stink.
Green Bay Packers against the Tennessee Titans. Packers won with Malik Willis against the Colts' awful defense. Pretty impressive. We don't know if Jordan Love will play it or not as of recording. He did practice today, which is pretty cool. Regardless, whether it's Jordan Love or Malik Willis, I'm going to go with the Green Bay Packers here against the Titans, who blew their second game in a row. Will Levis cannot figure out how to handle the ball. His coach just hates him.
Yeah, I was upset. It was dumb. It was the same exact thing he did last week, and he cost us points in the red zone. And that is what it is. He's a grown-up, and he knows better. And so, I was really irritated that he cost us 3 points in a game that we probably needed it.
Isn't Will Levis our Mayo lover? I want to pick him just for that.
Wild.
But I'm gonna go and just say that Ron will be back for this game and say Green Bay.
Yeah, Green Bay.
Okay, we've got the Carolina Panthers, and I will be picking their opponent, the Las Vegas Raiders, for this matchup.
I also agree with this statement.
God, they suck. Carolina sucks.
Carolina
Raiders beat the Ravens somehow. And I don't think the Ravens just suck all of a sudden. That was an impressive win. I will give them credit. But, Carolina, bro, they put up 13 points this season. Even the Steelers put up 13
more than you.
Shut up. At least the Steelers put up 13 in a game.
Washington almost did that with field goals in one game.
They put up 21 with field goals in a full game. Carolina would love to kick 7 field goals. That would be a franchise record for points.
20 minutes later.
Oh, we
By
didn't
50.
We didn't even mention for Carolina, Bryce Young is no longer the starter.
Oh yeah, they're sitting him.
We forgot to even mention that. Yeah, Andy Dalton is now the starter for the Panthers. They benched the #1 overall draft pick after a year and 2 weeks. That's crazy.
Red-headed wonder.
14 points this week. That's 2 touchdowns. Both in garbage time. Because they'll be down 28-0.
Yeah.
Next, we've got the unfortunate Miami Dolphins at the Seattle Seahawks. So, obviously, Tua got hurt. He got another concussion. They put him on IR the other day. He's going to miss at least the next 4 weeks.
But I think he needs to play out the rest of his lifespan.
I do too. I agree with that also. Seattle, I don't think is that good. They've kind of gotten lucky with their opponents the first 2 weeks. They did win in overtime versus the Patriots, but I am going to go with Seattle because no Tua is not going to be a good formula for the Dolphins. Having to rely on Skylar Thompson is not the move, to be honest.
I'm also saying Seattle.
And I'll go with Dolphins just for the sake of it. I feel pity.
I pity you.
Why?
Next up, we've got the Detroit Lions and the Arizona Cardinals, both of whom are 1-1. The Lions lost narrowly to the Bucs. They literally outgained them 2-1 in yards, but lost the game anywho. And Arizona beat the ever-living crap out of the Rams so hard that they probably just ended the Rams season officially after 2 weeks, which is not even a joke, and I feel bad for them, but Arizona looked really good. I think I'm going to pick the upset here. I think I'm actually going to go with the Arizona Cardinals for the win.
Is Arizona winning really an upset? Kyler Murray looks really good. Marvin Harrison Jr. is pretty good as well.
He's a beast, apparently. Of course, I sat him in fantasy this week because I have no brain.
Idiot.
What do you got, John?
Detroit.
I figured as much.
That makes sense.
Great pictures because, look at that.
America's game of the week between the 0-2 Ravens somehow lost to the Raiders and the Cowboys, who got waxed by the Saints.
I just think these teams are dumb. Not bad, just dumb.
I agree. I cannot see the Ravens being 0-3. I'm taking Baltimore.
Yep. I mean, yeah, I'm going Baltimore, but that's out of personal hatred, so.
Dallas fans are going to be like this after they start 1-2. Next up, we've got the Injury Bowl between the San Francisco 49ers against the LA Rams. The 49ers have a lot of injuries. It's nothing compared to what's happened to the Rams. They've lost Cooper Kupp, they've lost Puka Nacua. I think they'll get their tackle back. Still missing parts of their O-line. They're in a rough spot. And without their top 2 receivers, I unfortunately think the Rams' season's over. I don't see them recovering from this start because I think the 49ers are going to beat them by a lot.
49ers for the win.
Fine. 49ers.
Man, I think I'm going to have to go with Atlanta.
Okay, yeah, Chiefs and Falcons. The Chiefs narrowly won, partially by penalty against the Bengals, against the Falcons, who saved their season by beating the Eagles on Monday night. But again, because God hates us, we'll probably get like a Chiefs holding call or a call against the Falcons that gives the Chiefs the win.
I feel like if Kansas City wins this week, they're going to start the season 7-0, and we're never going to hear the end of it. So yeah. I'm praying that.
I'm optimistic. Atlanta.
All right, guys. I am the only one without faith, apparently. I'm telling you, this is going to be like a 27-24 game. Jacksonville at Buffalo. Jacksonville is awful. They suck. Trevor Lawrence was not worth that contract. They normally do play Buffalo pretty hard, but the Bills got a dominant win over the Dolphins.
Let's go Buffalo!
Yeah, I do think Buffalo wins, but I do think it's close.
The Bills are going to do what O.J. Simpson did.
Go for 2,000 yards, all-purpose. Final game of the week. Ethan's Washington Commanders against the Bengals. Bengals had a heartbreaking loss to the Chiefs, but played far better than they did last week against the Patriots. Meanwhile, the Commanders came up with the win against the Giants with 7 field goals, like we mentioned, and I wonder who he's going to pick for this.
I think Washington is going to win the football game.
But I think that's
baloney. I agree with you, John. I'm going to go with the Bengals to get the dub. There's nothing against your team, but the Bengals are better than 0-2. Thank you guys for watching yet again. It's been fun doing these picks, and hope you enjoy.
Here's the mandatory paper flip.
Why is that our tradition?
I have no idea.